Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Brownies for Breakfast with me, April Federico. And today we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, my business, and honestly, my entire life, if I'm being honest with you. And that is hyperfixation. Yep, that thing that people used to say when that made you feel too much, too intense, or too obsessed. Turns out it's your greatest superpower in business. And yes, it can even make you a multimillionaire. Let's talk about it, shall we? So, we're going to talk about reframing obsession for a bit. So, have you been told you talk about that way too much, or oh, you're obsessing with this, or you're obsessed with this, or oh, you're doing the most? Good. Yeah, that's such a good thing because that obsession, that hyperfixation is not a flaw. It is your fastest path to mastery, impact, and to income. Hyperfixation is this intense, all-consuming interest in something. For me, it was tarot, and for a while, it was also gut health, branding, and astrology. And for you, maybe it's skincare, maybe it's makeup, whatever it is. If it's something you can't stop thinking about, talk about even when no one asks, or research endlessly just for fun. That's your hyperfixation, and that's your edge. That's what's going to make you successful. And here's how the world's most successful people used it. So let's look at this in utmost action. Mark Zuckerberg didn't start Facebook because he wanted to be rich. He was obsessed with human connection, psychology, and coding, and he stayed up late building things just for the fun of it. And look what happened. His hyperfixation made him a global empire, which we now know today as Meta. And then same with Sara Perl, the viral voice artist and creative genius. She wasn't discovered by accident. She showed up every single day, sharing her impressions, her skits, and creative magic because she couldn't not do it. And eventually, the world couldn't ignore her anymore. And that's the whole thing, getting people not to ignore you. Let me say that again. Third, make sure people don't ignore you with your hyperfixation. Obsession is the entry point. Consistency is the fuel. And the belief in Mark Zuckerberg and Sara Perl's too muchness, that was the magic. And here's my story from hobby to high ticket brand. Yeah, I'm going to talk about me for a hot sec. So I've been reading tarot cards for, believe it or not, 15 years. So that's more than half my life. And you can probably guess how old I am. I'm 29, just saying. At first, I kept it private. I was afraid it made me too weird, too out there, or that people just would not take me seriously. But I couldn't stop. I loved it. I researched spreads, astrology, spiritual development, not because I had to, because I had to. Emphasis. Eventually, I stopped hiding it and I leaned in hard. I started doing pop-up events. I offered readings. I showed up online. I created content that blended tarot with business, intuition with strategy, spirituality with science. Now, I'm one of the top psychics in New England. Yes, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, where I'm currently at, Connecticut, blah, blah, blah. And my high-ticket coaching program, Manifest Ed, helps women turn their passion into a personal brand and a profitable business. And it all started by embracing what made me too much. And here are 4 reasons hyperfixation builds empires. So let's break this down a bit, shall we? Why is hyperfixation such a business superpower? 1, it accelerates mastery. When you're obsessed, you naturally study, practice and create more, which means you get really good at what you do really fast. 2, it builds a personal monopoly. You don't need to be the best. You need to be the most you. The combo of your obsession, your voice, your story, no one can replicate that. 3, it keeps you consistent. Content offers energy, visibility, all of that takes consistency. Yeah. And when you're working with something you love, it does not feel like work. 4, it gives you resilience. Let's be real. Business gets hard sometimes, but when you're rooted in something you deeply and truly care about, you keep going. That's what creates longevity, and that's what builds legacy. And here is why obsession is the strategy. People spend thousands of dollars trying to find their niche, their purpose, their brand. But most of the time, you already have it. It's the thing that you can't shut up about, the thing that you stay up late Googling, and the thing that people say makes you too much. Let that be the strategy. And here's a little CTA for you. If you're ready to turn your hyperfixation into a high impact, high income brand, I want you to come into Manifest Ed, my signature coaching program for women who are done settling and ready to monetize their magic. We help you, by we I mean I, build a business rooted in passion, power, and personality so you can finally get paid to be your full self. Yes, I am linking the application in the show notes. And follow me at the April Federico on Instagram, which is also in the show notes, because your obsession isn't holding you back. It is leaning you forward. Lean into that, okay? So, yeah, thank you for joining Brownies for Breakfast today. And if today's episode hit home, leave a review, share it with your most quote-unquote obsessed friend, and don't forget, your power lives where you feel too much. See you next time.